Information is power. Tell the truth.
Such a pretty girl, left town, got a chance in LA. Now you a city girl, now you wanna party, it's late. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking till you're sober. You said that I was, you had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like home. Had a lover boy, now you're on the other side of the tracks with another boy, chasing that greener grass. You stay over, never over. One more drinking until you're sober. You stay over, never over. One more drinking until you're sober. You said that I was, you had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. 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 No place like
Information is power.
Slowly in October, closer, closer, closer. Lightning in a bottle, lightning in a bottle. Shut it on the table, shut it on the table. We can kill the labels. Hold me, lead me, love, love, love. You had me love struck. That city life will make you go. No place like home. No place like home. No place like no place like home.
What's up, everybody? I got a few words I want to say tonight. This will be a quick stream. We've got shout out Info Man in the chat, Rob Banks. Thank you for being here. Let me pull some other people out of here as well. So let's see. We got The Truth. And I've got to fix something real quick. There we go. She says, greetings. I appreciate you being here, sister. Appreciate you a lot being here. And let me pull someone else. Let me see. What do I got to do here? I've got two of these, and that's probably what the problem is. And then I got my man Mo. And let me see, Mo's in the house. There we go. That's not what I want right there. And so let me take that down and put another person up on the screen here. And then we got my man CRU. He sent me a salute. And let me put him up here. And I've got to fix that there. So he's in the house. I'm just playing around with this right now. I got some things I have to say to you, to all the good people out there. So let me get into it. I'm a little pissed off, but it comes with the territory, ladies and gentlemen. I recognize that. And YouTube is a trip. Give me 1 minute. Let me do something real quick, and then I'm going to get started because I'm not going to keep everybody late. I hope everybody can hear me. Let me know if you can hear. If there's any problems with, let me know. And let me try something one more time with this. Let me see. We've got who else do we have? We have Christina. Let me see. There we go. Got her popped up on the screen nice and big there, but I'm going to change that real quick because I need to figure out why it puts that up there like that. She says, information man, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here, sister. And I think I know what I have to do to fix that, but let me get into this. Let me fix this and get into what I have to say tonight. This is a very important stream, a short stream, but it is important. And let me go back over here. Give me about a minute. And there we go. Okay, let me get focused. I'll just look at the chat in my other computer. Christina, in real life, thank you for coming over. The Truth 305, thank you for coming in. Sister CRU, thank you for coming in. D. Sandra Fisher, thank you. And you can hear me? Good. Thank you, sister. And we got Rob Allbanks who's come in and says, I can hear you. And Mr. Mail Advice DIY, thank you for coming through. I didn't expect a lot of people to come over at this time of the night across the country. But this is what I have to say. As you can see right there, it says censorship. This is what happened to me. As you all know, I did a video, what was it, on Monday night, in which I broadcast and gave you an update on what was happening with this virus in terms of the fact that they, some of the first people that were tested with this, there was, I think it was in Long Island, New York. Sister Sandra was administered this the vaccine by Mrs. Dr. Chester, and it was a big deal because it went viral, or it was broadcast as a breaking news because she was one of the first people to receive the vaccine. And that night I talked about the fact that, you know, it appears that, you know, they've been trying to convince black people to take the vaccine. There's black people who don't want to take the vaccine. The latest article that I looked at in The Hill today says that there are black people now that are starting to think about taking it, that the percentages of black people who are concerned about taking it is going down. Of course, that's what they say in these news articles, that there's a shift in America where some Americans are now having second thoughts and saying that they may take it. They're trying to say that within the black community, that there's beginning to be a softening up of the thought of it, because what they've been doing is they've been primarily reaching out to black clinicians, black nurses, black doctors, therapists, you name it, to have them go into the community and recruit people to, or solicit people, or promote the idea of taking the vaccine and how it's better for the society. I was also looking at today that they've already set up a medical center. They went to Morehouse Medical Center, and they're using Morehouse, historical black college in Atlanta, Georgia. They're going to utilize Morehouse as a way, their medical center, as a way to further convince black people in America to take the vaccine. So, to my surprise or to my disappointment, YouTube censored me by removing my video, saying that it violated the policies. I did not get a strike, but it was more of a warning. And what I'm learning, and many of you are learning on YouTube, is that it is their platform. And the way YouTube is evolving is that they are creating this platform for celebrities, for big news companies and corporations, where they can get on YouTube and say whatever they want to say. They can bring guests on who have controversial opinions. And because they're a big corporation, NBC, ABC, they're able to say whatever they want. They can have people that come on there that have out of the nowhere opinions. And YouTube, it appears like YouTube is not censoring certain type of people on YouTube. I'm setting up here as a black man, basically laying down to my people the fact that there is some concern. Everything that I talked about around this issue, I showed documentation that pretty much was documentation that comes from some of these news organizations that nobody is censoring. So articles around issues about black people who were concerned about taking it. I talked about eugenics. Now, they didn't censor the first video. It was the video where I put down that a black woman, a nurse, was the first person to get the dose. That was not a lie. So YouTube is saying that that it was misinformation. Now, what I presented to everyone on Monday night was not misinformation. I used a news clip that came from the news organizations. We critiqued it that night, and we simply said, do you think you would take the vaccine? Then I made a very key observation, which I stand strong on, that what they did was sort of for optics, because they want to convince black people to take the vaccine. So obviously, if you're going to have a nurse who's African-American, a doctor who's African-American, and you administer a test, not a test, but you administer the vaccine. You ask her how she's doing. She says that she feels that it's safe. You're promoting it, and it's a black woman who's a doctor and a black woman who is an ICU nurse. Common sense tells you that they're not only trying to promote that to the larger society, but it gives them a double boost, a double cross section of saying we're not only convincing America, but we're also convincing the black community, who we know have been very skeptical. Now, Dr. Fauci can come on the airwaves on any of these shows on YouTube or any show, and he can constantly say that black people are skeptical about taking it, and he doesn't get censored. I can come on this YouTube channel that I have, and I can say the same thing, that black people are skeptical about taking it. This is why we may not want to take it, and these are the reasons why. I can give you data. I can give you historical reasons. I can bring up things that happened in history historically, and I can be now censored, meaning they can take the video down and tag it as misinformation, when I never told anybody while I was broadcasting, don't do this, don't do that. I simply said, hey, here's the information, here's the video, this is what it looks like. And I always say constantly, do your own research. Everything that I brought to the table was information that I did not make up, that it came from doctors, it came from research, it came from people that are talking about these issues. But it seems that if you don't have the color, the right color for the, it seems if you don't have the right complexion for the protection, then they're going to shut your voice down. So it tells me that it tells me that I'm doing a good job, because if they did not take the video down off my channel, it means I'm not doing a strong enough job. So it means that my video was effective enough for them to say, we can't let this happen, because I'm sitting up here talking to my people saying, let's think with some critical thinking skills. Now, I asked a very honest question on Monday night. I said, hey, let me know if I was honest, folks. Hey, what's in the vaccine? I said, everyone is telling black people to take the vaccine within the medical establishment of this country, but you hear very little of the medical establishment telling you about your diet. What did I say on that video? I said, take vitamin D. I said, ginger, right root. I said, elderberry. I said, supplement, drink mineral water. What was misinformation about that? Any of you can open up, any of you can Google this. Any of you can look at health books, people who talk about being vegan. We all know that eating ginger is healthy for you. Vitamin D is a good source of stimulating the body. There's nothing wrong about talking about fortifying your body with a good diet on top of everything else you need to do to protect yourself. So when I look at the video in totality and I say, man, where did I give misinformation? Of course, we had a brother who called up. Now that might have, I don't know, maybe that's what triggered the whole thing, because he called up on the phone line and said something about what was going on in Australia. And what did I say, ladies and gentlemen? I said, brother, can you quantify that? I never said that, yeah, you're 100% right. I said, oh, that's going on in Australia, but can we rectify that? Can we recreate what you're talking about? And then he said, well, you got to read. It's happening in Australia. You got to read up. I simply said, everybody do your research, right? So maybe when the brother called up and said that, maybe that was the thing that triggered the algorithm or triggered something. I don't know. We simply had a conversation saying maybe this could happen and maybe that could happen. We never said that anything was absolute. Now, maybe they said, well, I gave out misinformation when I read a document that came straight from CDC when we were talking about the possibility, could they possibly at some point in time say that you may not get certain benefits if you don't do A, B, and C. These were all hypotheticals, but these are all things that are possible. And the document that I read from that was talking about WIC, the WIC program and your health programs and stuff like that, that came right out of CDC, the Center for Disease Control. That was a document that they produced. They may not have never implemented it, but they produced it. So I didn't make up anything that came out of the thin sky. Another thing, too, if I had a channel where I had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people listening to me, and YouTube was making a lot of money off my channel, because I see people on YouTube who have these huge channels saying controversial stuff all the time, or what could be seen as controversial, and nothing happens. So if I was generating that type of those kind of numbers, and YouTube was getting a big fat benefit from it economically, I seriously doubt if they would have snatched my video away. That's the reason why when you look at YouTube and you have celebrities that are coming on YouTube, or well-known people, or news organizations on YouTube, they can say whatever they want. They can have guests on who have difference of opinions, and the host can debate them, and then they don't get their video taken down because YouTube is making a lot of money off of these news agencies having their being on their platform. So they censor me, and like I said, this mean, and I know this deeply, this mean I'm doing a good job. When they do this to you, you're doing a good job. You're waking up too many people. You're becoming too much of a danger, because you're saying things that are resonating with people, and they don't want this message getting out, because they want people to go along with the program, go along with the cultural conditioning, and do whatever they tell you to do. If they tell you that something is safe and you ask the question, well, what's in it? What's the side effects? I even named what the side effects are, and guess where that came from? That my statements came directly from what people on the news are saying. When I brought up the article about the two ladies in the UK, that was their own. That I used information that was already out there floating within news agencies. It wasn't something that I made up. But either way, YouTube censored the video and got rid of it. So that tells me right now, this is the deal. That tells me right now, YouTube is, I recognize that YouTube is changing. They don't want you talking about anything related to this this virus. They don't want you to say anything that pushes the envelope. They don't want you to question. And I was taught a long time ago in school, you always question authority. You always look at things critically, upside down. They don't want you to think critically. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to be led like sheep by to do whatever. So they don't want us to be able to think critically, have these discussions. We can't come on here and have discussions because they'll deem it as you're pushing misinformation, and then they will take the video, give you a warning, say that, you know, if you do misinformation again, oh, this will come down, that will come down. You don't, this is just a warning, no strike on you, but it's a warning. And so that's why, for those of you who are wondering what happened to that video that I did on Monday, where I talked about the first black woman, I said the face of the, so they probably didn't like the fact that I even put that title on there, that it was the face of the essential worker, or the frontline worker. And I put the black woman's image on there. And then I talked about the first dose that was given to Sister Sandra and in Long Island Hospital, Jewish hospital is what they call it. And nothing about that was a lie. The video was not doctored up. The video came from the media, and therefore they snatched the took the video down. So I'm letting you all know what's going on. What's going on. We have the B lady who says, if I can nail down that list of substitutions for hot topics and the words to use, I will message it to you. B lady, I actually do have a document that I got from Pusha Studios, and I got that document, but see, this is the thing. They just don't want you talking anything about this particular issue. And the reason why is because the vaccine is out. You got Mandera that has their vaccine out, and you have Pfizer. And the goal is to get, and I understand this, they want people to take it, and they don't want anybody on social media saying anything that sort of gets in the way of what the agenda is, which is they want people to take it. They want people not to be scared to take it. They want you to feel safe and confident to take it. And if anybody is saying anything that might make you say, let me give it a second thought, let me reassess the situation, they don't want people to talk to you and give you other things to look at. I've always been taught that you look at everything. You look at the opinions that you agree with. You look at the opinions you don't agree with. You weigh everything. You weigh all the information to make a critical and an educated decision for yourself. Now, I never said on here when I went live, I never told people what to do. I never told people to not take it. I told people to think about I said, what did I say? I said, what I'm most concerned about is the long-term effects, because it's a brand new vaccine. It does not have a history. We don't know what it's going to do to the population because it doesn't have a history of being in the population now. They're just now starting to give it to people. So I never said don't take it. I said simply think about it, evaluate history, and I focused on the fact that it's a brand new vaccine, and the question is, what are the long-term effects? Because we don't know. We don't know. I even heard a brother on MSNBC today on YouTube who's a doctor, and he was asked sort of that question by the lady that was interviewing him. See, mass media can ask all those kind of questions. They don't get censored, but I get censored. And she said, do you have people asking you about what about the long-term effects? And he didn't have an answer to that. He simply said, well, we can't give an answer to the long-term effects of it because it hasn't been in the population long enough. So you get censored by YouTube and the powers that be because you ask your audience to think critically and to say to your audience, everybody, no matter what your decision is to do, because you got to do what you feel is best for yourself, we still don't know what the long-term effects are. None of these doctors or experts have come out and actually explained to us in layman's terms, explained to us like we're in elementary school, exactly what's in it. Because if you try to research this for yourself and you read it, some of the jargon, you may not understand some of the words, some of the scientific jargon. But if you had someone to honestly come out and break down what is it that we're putting in your body, this is your body. You should be able to ask that question. Okay, you want me to take this? Can we know what's in it? And what are the alternative treatments that we can engage in, such as proper diet and exercise as well, to go along with this? So because I dared to ask those questions on my channel and to bring that to the forefront to those of you that are following me on my channel, which I appreciate you all, they took the video down. That was the video I did on Monday that was focusing on the fact that you had a black woman, a nurse, was administered the first shot in New York. That wasn't a lie. That was true. And they censored. Tiffany Jackson, thank you for being here. B Lady, thank you for being here. Rob Allbanks, who else is it? RY, thank you for being here. Yeah, Monday night's video was taken down, RY. Peggy Rosser, it's a personal decision. Think wisely as to if you take think wisely. It is a personal decision for everybody to do what's in best for you. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm simply saying you should always do your research. Don't I always say that? Don't I always, every time I go live and do any program by any subject, I always tell you guys, do your research. Whenever I put anything on the screen that I'm talking about, I tell you where I got it. If it's an article, I get the titles on the article, and you can recreate what I'm showing you in your own research so that you know that I'm not making anything up. I'm not creating this. And you can look at it and read it for yourself. And then when you read things for yourself, you make the decision that you want to make. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I am trying to inform so that you can make a decision that's educated based on knowing all the things that we need to know. And this is the thing about it. We still don't know everything we need to know about what they're asking us to take. So therefore, YouTube, being the corporation that it is, they have to silence the voice of the mainstream YouTuber. What do I mean by that? Mainstream mean black people who live out here in these communities that really see what's going on. Not some talking head on ABC, NBC, where they bring some fancy person on the show with a suit on, some person who's some fancy person of this organization who ain't got their ears to the main street. I'm giving it to you with Main Street in mind, meaning the everyday person who's got to deal with this. Right now, we got a government who wants to cut a $9 billion funky check, funky $9 million. Ask yourself this. The money that they're going to give us is our own tax dollars. Why only $9 billion when you got people out here starving? Why don't they think big? Why not $20 billion? Why not $30 billion? Why not $40 billion? And I'm already hearing, they're already saying that this stimulus check, whenever it comes out, they don't even know if they got enough in the package for people who have hurt in their small business. Then they're saying, well, we want to get the money to you before Christmas. The money ain't getting to nobody before Christmas. If that's the case, they should be printing the checks right now. It's going to be a while before people even get those checks. So people out here are starving. People out here are struggling, and they still haven't gotten themselves together. And they're fighting over giving you $9 billion of your tax revenue. $9 billion. I'm going to say it again. Why not $20 billion? Why 9? If you do $20 billion, think what that could do to the economy. Think what that could do to people who need all that extra money that they would get. People are going to take that money to pay their rent, get an apartment. That's going to stimulate the economy. Buy things. That's going to stimulate the economy. Oh, people would have, if they would have given people money before Christmas time, that would have given people enough money to go out there shopping, which they want you to do, and that would have allowed you to stimulate the economy. See, if I say that, I get censored. If someone says the same thing on MSNBC, Fox News, and all the rest, Fox Propaganda News, by the way, they don't get censored. Matter of fact, let me just jump on them right now. They lie every day on Fox News. Every day Fox News gets up there over the years that I've been living, and they be lying about stuff left and right. A lot of these alphabet channels be lying about stuff, and these same alphabet channels will upload their footage for the day on YouTube. You will have footage of these people in the media saying things that are not true with guests, and they'll upload it to the YouTube channel, and that gets to run on YouTube for us to discover it, and it doesn't get censored. YouTube doesn't tell them, no, we can't let you upload that, Fox or CNN or MSNBC, because you had a guest on there that was lying. Or Sean Hannity, you were lying about the things that you were saying. So we can't let you upload that video to YouTube from your show earlier in the day. Or you can't let you go live on YouTube. They don't do it to those people, but they'll do it to me, and they'll do it to you. They'll do it by taking your video down. And I guarantee you, any of the ad revenue, ain't that something? It even got ads on. I bet you any kind of money that when they took my video down, I bet you YouTube made sure they collected any ad revenue from that video. They damn sure ain't going to give it to me. CRU says, reality says, meanwhile, the Congress is taking vaccinations on our money. Rob Allbank says, let me see. I heard 600 per person and child per. Yeah. I don't know exactly, to be honest with you, because I haven't spent a lot of time looking at how much money they're going to give people this time around, but I don't think it's going to be what it was before, because the Republicans have been nickel and diming, and the Democrats folded like a deck of cards to compromise with the Republicans to get some kind of money out, because people are out there, you know, struggling. People are struggling right now. Let me see. Joanna says, I heard the stimulus was only going towards unemployed only. Yeah, because they said there were people who got money the first time that should have not got money. But I think this is my opinion. I think they should just give it to everybody, whether you got a job or not, because the reason why is because the country needs to be stimulated, meaning we need a boost into the economy. If you just give everybody some money, you know darn well that people are going to pay bills, pay rent, pay mortgages, and people are going to go out and buy goods and services. That's going to stimulate the economy. The economy is not in good shape. So why not just give everybody money, no matter whether they got a job or not? Because 9 10 times that money's going to go right back into consumership, because America is a big giant. We consume more than we save. Let's just be honest. So it's just the way things are right now. So I don't want to be on all night, but we got Sister BT that's in the house. She says facts. We got Watch in the house. Many of the Democrats prefer a deal with no direct payments as well. Right. They're saying again, if you have direct deposit, you'll be the first one to get the check. If you don't have direct deposit system, you'll just get it in the mail whenever you get it in the mail. So I just think that they're playing a lot of games. People are out here struggling while they're fighting over whether to give you $9 billion on the table, when they really should be giving people, they really should have made the package larger than that. They didn't think big. See, check this out. If you go to PBS Hour, I think the article was entitled, Banks Get $1 Trillion. We're getting $1 trillion a day. They were giving the banks $1 trillion with no problem, but yet they're sitting up here fighting over whether to give you and me a piece of the $9 billion. But they had no problem giving banks $1 trillion a day. $1 trillion versus $1 billion. You see the difference? And most of the SBA money, the first time around, a majority of it went to corporations who gobbled the money up. Hell, even the Los Angeles Lakers basketball franchise, can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? They got a check. Then when it came out, they ended up giving the check back because it was a bad look for them. I got another thing for you. You got inmates in prison who are getting stimulus checks. And these are people who they've committed crimes. They've got no job, no W-2 form, but they're getting a stimulus check. They're living in prison where they're being fed 3 meals a day. They've got shelter over their head. Now, I'm not saying that prison is a nice place. No, it's not. But they don't have any responsibilities like people who live in a community who have bills to pay, kids to take care of. You can't take care of anybody when you're incarcerated. You're lucky if you can take care of yourself. So once again, I've been the video that I did on Monday night about the face of the front line. A black woman took the first dose. That video was taken down by YouTube. They got rid of it. They sent me a message saying that It was not a strike on my channel, but simply a warning, and I know why. And what I've discovered and learned is that when it comes to this platform, right now with this situation going on in this country, they don't want anybody, if you're not the news, if you're not Chris Cuomo of CNN, or if you're not anybody that's part of the press, you can't talk about this situation without the potential of them saying that's misinformation, even if your information is not mis. Now, I can appeal it if I want it. I can appeal it. They did say I had that option. But I don't think if I appeal it that it's going to be, they're going to give it back to me, simply because of the fact that what's going on in the country is a sensitive issue. So YouTube is being ultra sensitive to content where you're asking the question about this particular thing. So I know what's going on. I see what's going on. And this is the thing about it that it tells me. If you're a black person and you're concerned about your people, and you're sort of saying to your people, we got to be careful, we have to use good judgment. And it also tells me because they want black people to take this, they don't want other black people telling you to think about it. They don't want other black people giving you a different perspective, that you can look at all perspectives. It also tells me what I said to you all before when I've gone live, since this issue has come up for me on my channel, is that there is a preoccupation with black people as it relates to this virus, and their desire for us to cooperate, give our consent to take part in taking the vaccine so that society can move forward, so that everyone is compliant. And if you are on a YouTube or any platform saying, let me give a different perspective, let's look at this and look at that and make educated decisions about what we're about to do, I, as a black man, can't get on my channel and simply say, hey, I believe that the press was there when she took it and the black doctor gave it to her. It appeared to me that that appears like it's a, they're promoting something, which is that they want us to take it. So by having a nurse who's black and a doctor who's black, they want to instill confidence in the public overall beyond race, but they specifically wanted to create confidence in black people in America who they already know are skeptic because of history, and they don't want anyone, I guess, in my mind, reminding black people of the history and of the things that our fathers and mothers and grandfathers and great aunts have gone through. They don't want us to talk about it. They don't want us to remind our people. They don't want any of us to give a critical analysis to it, to remind you to be aware of what you're putting in your body, to do research, to always question authority. They don't want you to do any of those things, but just go along with the program and be compliant and obedient. Do as we say do and not what we do. And as a result of that, one can lose their channel, or one can lose their video with warning. So what I'm learning on YouTube is that if I want to remain on this platform, as I see it going forward, I got to really think about the topics that I may want to talk about. Now, I know that this topic automatically was going to be a topic that's going to raise concerns because, like I said, they want people to be compliant with taking this. So they don't need people like me or anybody presenting a narrative that is a counteractive narrative to the narrative that they only want you to think about. And this is why we know that freedom of speech is not freedom. And there is no freedom of speech unless you're saying something and pushing a narrative that the larger society, the larger power structure wants you to promote. If you're promoting a narrative that fits the construct and the reality of what the larger society wants to promote, then you got you down. They say they're going to give you the ability to speak freely only if you speak in the narrative that they want. If you get outside that box and you want to speak in a narrative, this is a warning to all YouTubers. If you want to speak a narrative that does not fit the larger established society, if you speak that narrative, then they have to either get rid of your video, maybe get rid of you, or maybe take your video down and give you a warning. See, I guarantee you if I had did a video where I said, everybody take it, take it, take it. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's marvelous. If I had to push that narrative, and check this out, this is how the game is played. If I would have pushed the narrative of, yes, take it, take it, take it, everybody, it's wonderful, it's marvelous, it's beautiful. One can make the argument, hey, I'm not a doctor. Why am I telling people to take something and I'm not able to tell them what's in it? So it goes both ways. YouTube wants to censor you if you're talking about things that they feel is misinformation because you're not saying what they want you to say. And then if you say what they want you to say, isn't that propaganda as well? Isn't it just the same propaganda? And that was my whole point on Monday night when I talked about the optics of them having the press there, her taking it, the doctor giving it to her, and just the appearance of it all. It was to convince us to get away from our concerns and they would call us paranoid, our paranoia, to get away from that, to not be a slave to your paranoia. We got IMV. They are going to get rid of a lot of black channels in 2021. Right. They are. But see, I don't have a beef channel. I don't spend my time or even waste my time beefing with people and going back and forth with people because I'm a man. I'm a man. I got too many other things I got to do to be spending my time beefing back and forth with people. So I don't have that kind of channel. All I know is right now is that this tells me they don't really want us making any videos about this particular event that is happening in our country where you're giving a different perspective, which calls for where you're saying to people, question authority, question everything, think critically about whether you want to do A, B, and C in this situation. They don't want those videos. They don't want anything that gets in the way of what the agenda is right now. And we know what it is. They're rolling this thing out and they want people to be compliant. It's just that simple. And they don't need someone like me with that video that I did on Monday, which had too much truth.
Tell the truth.
They don't want that type of material to come in conflict with the agenda. So I'm gonna tell you right now, YouTube is not it's not a platform that's designed for you to be able to speak the truth. They would rather, and this is the thing about, this is the games that they play. You can go on YouTube and you can see black people on YouTube arguing with each other back and forth, people on panels arguing with each other, or people beefing and doxing one another. And it's funny how YouTube is not taking those, I don't see YouTube taking down videos of those events that fast. To me, I know things do happen when people will complain about someone's channel and something gets taken down. I get that. But in my mind, I think they enjoy us when we are doing content, which is content that you can't, learn anything from, content that is a nature of just you arguing, fighting, and fussing and threatening people and all that type of behavior. I think that type of content is what they would rather see, particularly black folks on YouTube do. They love it. Those kind of videos get a lot of views, and they love it. They would rather us be doing that instead of using these platforms to educate, to empower, to inspire, to wake your people up. They are fine with the buffoonery and the coonery and the shroonery. They're fine with that. They'll let us do that all night, all day. They'll let us do 8-hour streams like that. And the funny thing about it is why people do streams like that and they get a lot of views, it's not just black people watching. You got other groups of people that are popping their popcorn. They got their drinks in their hand and they're laughing and they're saying, this is a minstrel show. Let me sit back and watch these ends hate on one another. Watch these ends talk crap about one another. Watch these ends dox one another. Let me sit back. This is better than television. Honey, you got the popcorn ready? Put extra butter in mine. I'm about to watch this one dude call the black woman a garbage bag and a be this. And I'm going to watch them say the N-word to each other, pepper each other with the N-word back and forth. This is hilarious. This is makes me laugh. Entertainment. Popcorn, please. Tickets, please. Get your programs here. Let's watch black folks on YouTube fight each other. And then get your programs. Let's make sure that we suppress the channels that are really there to educate and wake people up. Let's suppress the channels that do content about the empowering our communities, content about the positive things that young black people are doing. Let's make sure if you got a video about Afrotech in Oakland where you got black people involved in technology, make sure that video don't get no views. Give them what they really want. Give them the minstrel shows. That's right. Give them that. That's what they like to watch. Let's give them the minstrel show, right? They don't need to know about black people in science or young ladies getting master's degrees at 14 years old, or black males who are great fathers, and black male organizations that are doing mentoring and getting young men into college and skilled trades and turning around community and turning around the narratives. No, we don't want to hear that. No, we can't tell them that. Make sure we push the channel, because that's what they do on YouTube. They push channels to you. Make sure you push the channels to them where they can get plenty of buffoonery. Push that. You know they like that. The channels that are really have a message, let's suppress those channels. Let's promote the men arguing with the women and the women arguing with the men. That's entertainment. That'll get you a lot of views. Let's do that. That's the way to go. You know, these black folks, they don't want to listen to anything educational. You got to give them a train wreck and a car crash. That's what they like. Yeah, let's give them that. Okay, sir, we'll do that. We'll program YouTube to make sure that they get videos that promote that type of stuff. That's right. That's the way to do it. We already know how to sell to black people. We know what they like. We know they like the Cadillacs. We know just how to market to them. We can do the same thing on social media. The channels that are really waking you up, let's make sure you shadow ban any channel that is vibrating on high frequencies and give them the channels that vibrate on low frequencies, the garbage. That guy on there that's talking about the vaccines and he's giving the history of what the medical establishment has done to black people in this country, which is why black people are worried of things. We can't let that information get out. We suppress that. What we'll do is if we don't snatch the video because the video hasn't violated has not violated the policies, then what we can do is we'll suppress the views. Make sure you only get so many views. We'll play around with the notifications. We'll make sure that people that subscribe to him, let's say the man's got, in the case for me, let's say he's got 10,200 and something subscribership. Make sure that we don't send out all the notifications to all those people. Only send the notifications out to a few people so that we can make it look like he doesn't have a lot of people watching him, even though when I end my stream, it'll say that I've got 500, 600 people that just were watching me. But it doesn't show up in the watch box. Why is that? How can I possibly have that many people that were watching me when I ended the stream, but it doesn't show up in the watch area? Because maybe they shadow ban you. Maybe not. Maybe I have people that have followed me for a long time that says, man, I'm not getting your notifications info. I know you got a channel. I know you go live, but I'm not getting notifications. Matter of fact, I've gone to channels myself, ladies and gentlemen, where I know, tell me how many of you have experienced this. I know that I subscribe to them and I know that I hit the bell, but when I go to their channel, it says I'm unsubscribed and the bell is unhit, or I am subscribed, but the bell is not hit. And then I wonder, wow, why am I not getting notifications from this person and that person's channel who I know go on at regular times? But why do I get the notifications? I'm going to keep it 100% real with y'all, and I don't care what anybody thinks about what I'm saying. But why do I get the notifications for things, for something when someone's arguing or fussing back and forth on a channel and getting into beefing with someone? Oh, it's funny how YouTube will give you all the notifications for that type of content that's coming, that's happening live. Why is that? I want people, when this video is over, to give me an honest answer to what I just have said, the display that what I have just said in my commentary right now. Give me honest comments in the comment section. Please go ahead and do your best to share this video if you can in your social media. Give comments. Why are those things happening? It's called, what's on the corner next to me, it's called censorship. They want to suppress certain people's voices and promote other type of voices. Suppress information and knowledge and uplift and push the buffoonery and the nonsense. That's why certain people can be on YouTube and have large followings, and and then you look at their content and it's all about beefing with somebody, but they getting the numbers because a lot of us, we like the train crash. And then YouTube in turn make sure you get the notifications to get your butt over to those type of channels and keep you away from channels where you can learn something that can actually apply to your life.
Tell the truth.
Marlo's Music Channel, thanks, brother, for being here. Tiffany Jackson, thanks for being here. She says YouTube has been used to educate, inspire, and mobilize black people, and that is why channels will disappear in the upcoming years, and that's why you are 100% right, Tiffany Jackson. Natural Way and Brother Marlo, I had to search for us too because I did not get your yeah. They tell you to work hard to get 1,000 subscribers. They tell you to follow all the rules and policies, and you do that. You do everything, and when you're able to get your 1,000 and monetize your channel, and then all of a sudden people are not getting your notifications. Then just year, YouTube had a nerve to say that they had improved the notification system. They had improved it, and I'm saying to you right now, YouTube's notification system is terrible. At least they're trying to, at least it's not working for us, but it might be working for other people. And we've got Descendant Liar said, "You are amazing." Gave me a $19.99 super chat. I will thank you for that. I'm going to give you the super chat music. I'm not in the best mood tonight, to be honest. I'm not upbeat as I normally are because this was a difficult one for me to do because of the fact that I felt that what YouTube did was wrong. Maybe I should appeal it. And it said to me very clearly, they don't care about us as black people. We can't even talk to our own people and speak truth to our own people without them interfering. But I understand why they can interfere, because as long as we are on a platform that we don't own, see, I believe in speaking truth about that too.
Tell the truth.
As long as we're on a platform, I'm on a platform that we don't own, that's not black made, that's not black oriented at all, then of course they can do this to you. So one would make the argument that you can't complain because it's not your house. You're just renting the house and renting the furniture in the house. Let me play your super chat music. Thank you for the super chat too. I appreciate that, Descendant, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And let's get into it, shall we?
Tell them run it off. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, tongue down, that check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it off. I wake up, flex, tongue down, that check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it off. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest.
All right. Thank you for the super chat once again. I definitely appreciate that. And I appreciate all your support. Beverly, Pam is in the house. Pamela is in the house. Beverly, thank you for being here. BT, thank you for being here. Marlo's Music Channel, thank you, brother. James and Jane Thomas. The Thomas family is coming into the house. Make sure you all check out their channel. Give them support. They say if you appeal it, they will give you a strike info. Yeah, if I try to fight it. See, thank you for saying that, because I've been on YouTube for a while. I ain't that stupid. If you try to appeal it and you lose the appeal, now you got a strike on your channel. And then they're going to have you go to YouTube school where you got to watch some goofy videos and take a test to prove that you understand the rules and the policies of YouTube. I get it. Thank you for saying that. So I'm going to keep this video up because this is a good video, because I'm talking about censorship. I'm going to probably do a few things to the thumbnail. I'm going to put another thumbnail on there with censorship on it. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put something on that thumbnail that I already have up. Yeah, brother, I did a video where I'm talking to black people about this issue as it relates to us in particular. And it tells me that they don't want us talking to our people about anything that's controversial, anything in which we're talking our talk about issues that are impacting us. They want us to go along with the program. This is why they took the video down. Clear as day. This is not the first time I've had this happen. I've had another video that was taken down before in the past. But it just lets me know two things. They don't want us to educate each other. And it also lets me know that I'm doing a very effective job. Because if I was not doing an effective job, they would have never taken the video down. Matter of fact, I feel very, what's the word for it? I feel, what's the word for it? If somebody find a word for me to say in the chat room. I feel, very, what's the word? Accomplished. Oh, I wouldn't say that. Information man. What it do, brother? Hey, what's going on, George Frazier? Oh, let me see. I feel the fact that they took it down tells me that I'm effective. If I wasn't effective in doing something right, they wouldn't have took it down. So YouTube, you just validated me. You just validated me. That's what you just did. And now what you've just did is you've just made me, you've emboldened me to know that I did something that you said, oh, we can't let them get this information. We got to stop information, man, in its tracks. And it also tells me that the people that follow my channel, you also are effective. Because they don't want you being able to do this, ladies and gentlemen in the chat room, and thank you for being here. They don't want you being able to share the video in your own social media. Now, that means that the video that they took down, that means that all the work that people did to put it in their social media is not going to work. All the work that I did to put it out there is not going to, people are not going to be able to watch it. You only take down things that you feel will have an impact on the agenda that you're trying to push. If my video was not that effective, they would have never taken it down if it was not effective. So how they hide behind saying, how they hide behind this is to say, you put out misinformation. Information, man. It's laughable, but that's what you did, sir. You put out misinformation, man. Let's laugh about it. Sir, what do we have to do? We're in the boardroom at YouTube right now. What do we have to do? Well, we've got to stop. We have some channels on YouTube. We got the black sector of YouTube. We have all different sectors of YouTube. And, well, we got a couple of content creators out there that we're going to have to figure out ways we can shut them down. Well, what should we do again? Well, sir, we have many ways we can do. If they don't violate our policies, we'll simply shadow ban them. Yes, that's effective. And if they are putting out content that we feel is resonating too strong with black people in particular, we'll have to delete that video. Yeah, and give them warnings. Yes, sir, we're going to do that. So we're going to watch certain channels. Now, we do know that the black people have this excitement in which they enjoy watching the train wreck channels in which they're not learning anything from. Only thing that they're learning is to fight one another and dox one another and be angry with one another and scream and yell at one another and get into one another's personal business. That's great. Push those channels. Push those algorithms of those particular channels. Push those algorithms to them, because that's what they like. We want them to destroy themselves anyway. And then another thing too, make sure we bring them lots of traffic to their channel, lots of views, because that's what we want black people to watch. That's what we want to promote to black people. Those who are actually waking up the people, giving information that is powerful, educating and inspiring the people, you've got to censor them. You've got to disrupt their channel, mess around with their notifications, things of that nature. Do everything you can to interrupt them. We can't have black people listening to people that are giving them inspiring messages. No. We can't do that. You got Jay. Everybody, let me see. I think we all should find somewhere else to build on. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. That's a good point that you made there, Thompson family. Let's be honest. We know that YouTube is the best place to be. We know we love, come on, let's be honest. We love YouTube because it's easy to create a channel. It's easy. And this is where the crowd is. This is where the people are. I'll give you an example. How many of you are familiar with Black Junction TV? We have Brother Youssef is his name. I interviewed him on my channel about maybe 2-3 years ago, about 3 years ago, maybe now. He created a platform where we can upload our videos. And I asked him, when will you have live streaming available? He says it will take some time because it takes a lot of bandwidth. It's very expensive. And we're not a corporation. I don't have any corporate money. So therefore, when you upload your videos here, you won't have to be worried about being censored. And of course, black people were trying to tell a man how to run his platform, even though they're not giving him a dime. And I have a Black Junction TV channel over there. A lot of the videos that I have on YouTube, I upload them over there. I pay the brother about $10 a month. So people who have channels over there, If you want, it's not, you don't have to pay them, but I pay them because there's people that do pay them because it helps to build the channel. Well, remember, Brother Youssef, maybe, what was it, the beginning of this year, if not last year, he was talking about the possibility that he may have to shut Black Junction TV down. You know why he may have to do that? If he isn't already thinking about doing it still? Because black people, we got nobody to blame but ourselves. Black people have not been supporting the platform at all. To the point that this brother's been spending his own money to keep it floating. And he's saying if he doesn't see support change, that he could see it no longer being there. And he would just keep up the Black Junction TV network. Like he has like a Black Junction TV network, which is sort of like a Facebook where you can, you know, create a page and talk to people and all that kind of stuff and share photos and all that kind of stuff. Then you got Black Junction TV. You got blackjunction.com and Black Junction TV. And Black Junction TV is still up and running, but I don't know. I should probably give the brother a call. I got his personal number. I don't know whether he's at that brink of having to shut it all down because black people are not giving him enough support. He told us a long time ago, if I get support, I could try to get the live streaming available over there. Well, there is no live streaming on there, which tells me it's because he's probably not generating enough capital to put it back into the business to create a live streaming platform on Black Junction TV, because he's probably not getting enough financial support from people who have their channels over there. He's probably not getting enough advertising dollars or revenue because there's no energy. There's no one's not going. People are not bringing traffic. Black people are not bringing our traffic there. What we are doing is bringing all of our traffic to YouTube, because YouTube is the shiny, beautiful car. It's the shiny sports car. And Black Junction TV is being looked at as the used car. And we would rather be in the shiny car with all the bells. All the bells and whistles. And that's just the facts. That's just the truth.
Tell the truth.
House of Bling is in the house at all facts. Black Junction TV. Yes, check it out. I got a channel over there. You can find me over there, Information Man Show. I got a channel over there. And there's a few people that are on YouTube who upload video over there. And sometimes you can upload videos over there that you know are going to get censored on YouTube. The only problem, I couldn't upload that video that I did on Monday because that was a live stream. And believe me, if they had live streaming on Black Junction TV, I would be over there live streaming as well. Remember, we used to have Black Spot. Whatever happened to Black Spot? See what I'm saying? So there were some times when we had some platforms, but for whatever reason, we haven't been able to keep black platforms, video sharing platforms afloat. But we keep, we got a lot of black folks on Facebook. I got a Facebook page, personal page, and a page to the show. And we got black folks on YouTube who have created groups and all sort of things. And we're over there because they got all the bells and whistles. Because why? They're getting all the advertising dollars. Because why? They got all the people. They got the eyeballs to bring the advertisement dollars. Let's see what Brother Marlowe is saying. Brother Marlowe says, to tell the truth, I'll keep my used Ford. It paid for in cash. I thank God for that. Right. So nobody can take your car from you because you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe the bank anything. Yes, exactly right. Well, everybody, I'm going to get ready to get off. I thank you for taking the time to be with me this late night, this impromptu video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me and my little rant tonight. I'm probably, because I'm going to take tomorrow night, I think I'm just going to come home and chill a little bit. So Friday, I will do the Joe Biden video. I'll talk about that, get into that on Friday. I'm about to change the date on that video. And once again, I've just learned that this particular issue around the situation of the virus in our country is an issue that they don't want us talking about. It's a offhand issue. They don't want anybody having opposing ideas to it, a different opinion, or even providing document to prove what you're saying if it's different than what they want to push. They don't want us doing that. It's an issue that they don't want you touching, because the agenda is to make sure that everybody cooperates with taking the vaccine, because from their point of view, they want to get America out of the mess that America is in with this thing. And so they can't have anybody, myself or anybody, unless you're making YouTube, unless YouTube's making millions of dollars off of you. If not, you can't say anything that does not fit their narrative. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Those of you who super chatted me, I appreciate the super chat. Those of you that are new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, make sure, if you have not done this, make sure you go to my, stroll down on my page here and subscribe to my second channel, The Information Man Show. Go ahead and do that. Subscribe to The Information Man Speaks podcast. I'm sorry. Make sure you scroll down and you'll see my other channel with my logo, The Information Man Speaks podcast. If you have not subscribed to that channel, I need all of you to go over there and subscribe to that as soon as possible. And people who are listening in the bushes that are not in the chat room, go ahead and do the same thing. I appreciate that. I'm going to be doing a podcast on they're saying right now that there's data out here that shows that there is, YouTube will probably like me saying what I'm saying now. And I was going to do a podcast on this on my radio, on the other platforms. I'm going to do it on there. There was an article that came out called in the Hill today saying that there's black people are now starting to change their mind, and the numbers are going down, and black people are starting to decide that they are thinking about taking it now, that they are going to go ahead and take it. And I think that is because you've had black doctors, you've had black people in medicine, and the marketing and the promotions of that in our community is maybe making people feel more comfortable. And then the video that I did on Monday, when the nurse and the doctor was administering the medications to her, I think that was another octave to make black people feel more comfortable about this whole situation. And that was really what I was trying to say on Monday before they took that video down. So take care, everybody. Peace to you. We got try it, buy it, and make it, and save and sell it. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Share the video. This is the censorship video. I think this was a very important video tonight because what's going on? The guy from Texas. Good to see you here, brother. Brother Marlo's channel, Descendants of Liar. Let's see. Mahogany has come in the house. Peace to you. If you didn't see all this video, watch it again so that you can get the gist of where I was coming from about censorship. And I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to do everything I can to protect my channel, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to lose the channel. So it doesn't mean that I'm not going to go hard on issues. But what I learned from this experience is that if there's something happening in society like this pandemic, and they are trying to introduce something which they call as a cure to something, and you talk anything opposite from that, then they're going to take your video down. They're going to censor you because you are getting in the way of the national program and agenda. As I'll repeat that again, if you're getting in the way of the national program and agenda, then they must take it down. They must peg you down. The guy from Texas says, peace, brother. The House of Blings in the house says, thanks for sharing. Good night. Earl Owen says, keep presenting, keep pressing forward. Yeah, keep pressing forward. And once again, what I need to do now, this has made me now realize that I've got to start creating an email list to get all of your emails. And you can send me your emails. If you go to the about page on my YouTube channel, the area where it says about, where I put the description of what the channel is about, I also have my email there. So if you want to email me, you can. Just tell me, just remind me who you are in the email by your YouTube name or something like that. And then I will take that data and put it away, document it, put it in a system in a way that if ever there's a situation where it happens where this channel is gone for some reason and I have to rebuild again, that I can be able to get in contact with you all and say, this is where I'm at. This is the new channel. This is the new effort, right? But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I know how to work around YouTube and push the envelope so far to make sure I don't lose the platform, or because they've taken down, I've had videos taken down before, and I know what it's all about. So I know just how far to go, given that this ain't a platform owned by black folks. So, and I recognize that. I'm not going to be in denial of that reality too. So it just lets you know, black people, we don't have they don't want us having a voice in this country. They don't want us to have a difference of opinion. They don't want us to warn one another of stuff. I don't think they want it. I don't think so. They got to keep us on the plantation. They want to keep us buck dancing. They want to keep us selling out. And they want to keep us fighting each other, arguing with each other over nonsense, which is why I'm trying to decrease my